Live for Coffee and Rip, episode 82. I believe this is, as always, your hobby friend, Jorge Prospector.
And it's Ron over here on the down in the San Diego area, keeping you posted on everything Padres related. You've got our Mets guy over there, and then me over here telling you about Padres and unfortunately Dodger stuff. So welcome to the show, and welcome to a spring training live type season. Spring training's running right now with baseball. People are getting excited. Guys are looking like they're making teams. Things that we didn't expect to happen are happening out there. You've got some sleepers out there, and it's all comes back to the card related. What's in S1? What's in S2? What's going to be part of the return to opening day set? We've got lots of things of that nature that we're going to have to start looking at here over the next couple of weeks. I'm not sure how soon the RTOD stuff drops, but I think it's like the first week in March starts coming out. So we'll have to keep our eyes open for that, but it's going to be big. I know the prospector, he's got some sleeper teams he's already looking at and some players he's saying, these are what we'll put our bets on. So we'll probably cover that in our next show, but it's something to keep your eyes open for as that starts rolling. And it's also an opportunity to use those top points in the new thing. So make sure your points are on your account, because you can use those when you buy the return to opening day. Last year we made some mistakes. The Dodgers came out with the Japanese set. We bought some of those. This is great. And when they came out with the bonus cards, the Japanese set wasn't included in those bonus cards, although we did manage to get some from our regular team sets. So not a complete loss. But the big factor for return to opening day is, hey, who's in the set and who's potentially making the team that we're going to be able to get some bonus cards from as you look down the road. So there's some good things to look at coming forward from Topps baseball wise. We were talking a little earlier. Topps right now is riding the S1 bandwagon. Hey, everybody, they're pushing that product everywhere. You're seeing little clips of stuff. Hey, they pulled this, they pulled that. It's all they're doing right now. There's not a lot of other product we're seeing in the pipeline at the moment, but the S1 is out there, and the S1 is going to be included in the next prospect chase box. Jorge, want to share your lineup?
Yeah, we'll get to that here very shortly. Just to piggyback on what Ron was saying, hobby wise, like Ron was saying, S1, as we know, it's their main go to market product, released just in time for spring training or pitchers and catchers reporting. So it's available everywhere. It's mass printed. You definitely don't want to get your spend all your budget on S1, because it's on at least retail wise, it's you can find single packs, mega box packs, now confetti mega boxes, things, Fanatics exclusives, the Costco boxes, retail boxes, hanger boxes, blaster boxes, regular blaster boxes, that is on Target and Walmart. The odds of finding good value on that is very, 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 very small, because these releases are printed to the moon.
Yeah,
so
we talked about the release numbers last time and how large of a print run it is per player. Individual cards, it's in the millions.
Yeah. They use gimmicks to sell the product, like they included a Barry Bonds auto, and there's a bunch of different insert autos. They have done some improvements. They have reduced the number of. So one, they did away with manufactured relics on every format. So that's cool. I think they're using more game used relics now in every format. So that's a positive. But there's a lot of gimmicky stuff to push that product. The rookie class, it's not terrible, but it's very top heavy. It's not very deep. Impact bats, you're looking at James Wood and Dylan Cruz maybe, that could rise to be star or superstar level. I think it's fair to say that they would become star players. I think Dylan Cruz probably the ceiling, or it's tough whether for me to say it's the ceiling or the floor. Let's just say the floor The comparable is probably like Dansby Swanson type of player, which is a star. I see him being that, and the ceiling being a star player, a superstar. I don't know. I think James Wood has more potential to become a star player.
James Wood's a bit of a freak out there. He is
He's a
huge.
freak.
People don't realize how tall he is.
He's
You get
young
him out there, he'll stand next to Aaron Judge and be toe to toe with him. So
and he's a kid.
yeah,
Remember,
he is.
Dylan Cruz went to college,
Yeah.
so Dylan Cruz is not that young.
No, and with Woods, he was a Padre, so of course he's going to be good. He
So
was
I would be
part of that
careful.
Soto
I
trade.
would be careful with that product. There are a lot of things that Topps missed the boat on, and that they're trying to correct now in Series 2, and we can talk a little bit about that after. So I wouldn't dip. I mean, other than grabbing some milk at Target and grabbing a hanger box just for shits and giggles, I think that's cool. But I wouldn't spend too much on retail. The numbers say, the research, now that we've gotten 3 weeks in or something, the numbers say that if you are going to open a decent amount of this product, that the format to target is jumbo boxes, just because you get that guaranteed auto. The check is long, but it's got some good people in there, and given that the relics are no longer manufactured, at least it's a little bit of a higher floor there.
And you get 2 silver boxes with it. So the 2 silver boxes are packed with each one, can contain an additional auto. So in addition to an auto in the pack, the silver packs aren't counted as part of that. So if you land an auto in one, you can actually
unfortunately, I believe that this time around they're sticker autos.
They are.
For some reason. So but they do have value. You can sell them for $20, $25 on eBay, thereby reducing your cost of the box by like $50. That's a good deal. That's what I would do, to sell those packs on eBay. So there is value there, and obviously there are hobby and usually hobby and jumbo hobby exclusives, parallels. So that's always good. So it's a good product. Granted, again, being printed so high, your chance of landing something really good, vis-a-vis, for example, if you open a jumbo of 22 update, where you're most likely getting a Father's Day or a Mother's Day or Independence for sure, your odds of landing something like that in that product, because it's less printed, is higher. So I would go easy on that product. However, I think if you're gonna go at it with jumbo. That's what I would do. So that's what we're doing with Prospect Chase Box Volume 34. We'll get to the pack lineup here in a second, but we're including one of those jumbo packs. And so to piggyback on what you were saying again, those are my comments as to Series 1. As to RTOD, the Road to Opening Day Topps Now series, those are always fun. We always don't know until the moment of release whether they're going to do the autos on the side or sell them on the side. It's always iffy as to what they're going to do with autos. But what you want to do for ROTD, that always varies. What makes that product stronger, sometimes it's the rookie class.
If they're in there, or if your team has a good rookie who's going to be doing something that's a bonus card worthy.
Right. So so what are the things that you're checking off whether to buy a particular team? If you're seeing or hearing about this for the first time when we air this episode, essentially Topps Now produces this sort of like preview set for each team. They sell you a pack of 10 cards. They make a selection of 10
with
players.
One parallel.
Yeah, they make a selection of 10 players. I'm guessing most of their position players that are good, and maybe 1 or 2 pitchers. And they put them on this little pack of cards that they send you on a plastic case, and they include any number, and they publish it, obviously. 1 or 2 or 3 of those 10s will also include parallels. So you'll get 1 parallel of those with every order. So the first thing that you want to check off is you want to make sure that I mean, most people just get their team for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting over a cold, guys.
Well,
Um,
and let me throw it out
yeah,
here
go
while
ahead.
you're coughing. So what you're going to get is you're going to get a parallel in your pack, some type or other. But what they've done last year, which is changed. Normally they had 3 to 4 people per team that they selected. Well, last year they did things like the Dodgers was the entire team was part of that checklist. So you had 10 different parallel subjects as part of the pack. So if you're looking at that, your odds of landing the player that you really want are cut down. Whereas if your team only has 3, yeah, you're more than likely you've got a 1 out of 3 chance of hitting that player that you want on there. So it's something you really need to weigh in. The other thing they did is they normally go /99 and down, but on the bigger teams like the Dodgers, the Yankees, and probably the Mets this year with the Soto trade, they had a lot of extra things in there, so they went to a 199 on them. So hey, yeah, you could have gotten the Jason last year, but it would be a 199 rather than a 99. So they upped the total number of those parallel cards so that they can have more sets to be able to sell you. Dodgers
Yeah,
are going to be a hot
there-
product this year. You're going to
yeah.
see a lot of, you're going to see probably a 199 on all 10 people that they have in there. So that's something to think about when you're buying it. But you're going to get the set, and you're going to get, are they going to have Roki in there as his first one? Well, take a look and buy it. They will sell out though at a certain point. So when they come out, you need to look quick and be educated on what you're looking at to buy them, because last year a couple sets were only they sell 300 sets or so. I think there's 1 or 2, like the Royals last year was only
Yeah.
like 300. But
It's always confusing because
Yep.
I think at initio this product was an on-demand, a print-on-demand product, but I think at some point when they introduced numbering, they I think they allocate a certain number of products, uh, and they know, like for example, they know that the Dodgers will be popular, so that's why they want to give more people chances at number stuff. So that's why what they expect to be the popular team, they print out parallels of 199.
and
And
additional
lesser,
subjects. So
what was
they'll
that?
have they'll have additional
Right.
subjects. All
So
10 or 8 of the
right,
10 will be
right. So this is not a print on demand product anymore. It's limited, like Ron says. There are enough printed that if you're on it, you'll be able to get your team, but you got to be on it. There are some teams that will last will last a few days, a week. There are others that will last a little longer. The good thing that we've noticed, and I don't remember if we've done this because of reverse engineering or not, but you are able to see or figure out how many sets are available
yes,
for
yeah.
each team.
That's by
Um,
looking at the number of parallels that they're making. So we're able to use
and
that
but
number
also,
of
like,
parallels.
I think you can go in by I call it reverse engineering, but it's really not. It's more simple than that. adding number of sets in your card and seeing what process and what
Yeah.
goes through or not. So there's ways to see if your team is about to sell out. That's another indicator, right? So talking about how you go about choosing teams. So obviously the first is what we just talked about. The first criteria. The second criteria, I would say, if you got a good player that's not a rookie, say a Jordan, a Bobby Witt, Juan Soto, that has potential to get 3 homer games or do amazing things or a no-hitter for pitchers, whatever, right? 3 home run game, which I think I just said.
Yep.
Those teams, you may want to take a chance on them because you get bonus cards every time that one of either 5 things happen and it's listed on the product. I don't know if you want to talk about it, Ron.
Yeah, no, well, like last year, 3 home run games. You had a few players with that last year, and sometimes you go like, all right, 3 home run games, but it turns out to be a player that you're just kind of like about, but you still get a bonus card out of it. It's a freebie that comes along with your purchase. There was an Otani one last year that a lot of people were able to take and add to their collection or turn around and sell and make a little money on. So it was a good thing. The other thing looking at is if they're including the rookie who are in camp or not. It's not always the case. Padres did not have Merrill in their set. But, this year you're going to look at, is Cruz going to be on the Nats set? Woods will be there for sure, Is Cruz going to be there? Probably. I can't tell you yet, but those are the things you're going to want to look for when those sets drop.
And just, I think we were not clear when we just explained this. It doesn't have, it's just players that are a team that has players that could do those things. So if any player on that team accomplishes that feat, you get a bonus card. So that's what's wrong.
I got a Max Muncy card last year.
And the five feats are: a pitcher throws a no-hitter or a perfect game,
or complete game,
or a perfect game. Yeah, or
even a complete game gets one.
So I'm reading off the list.
Okay.
Pitcher throws a no-hitter or a perfect game. A team's player hits for a cycle. A team's pitcher throws 15 Ks in a game. A pitcher throws complete game shutout, or a team player hits 3 home runs in a game.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like going through the list. It's a combination of like, okay, what team has good cards that are rookies that I would want, that I think would have value? Which team has people that could do any of these things to get bonus cards and that maybe you want or want to sell? A lot of people too, a lot of people do what I do, which is if I identify 3, 4, 5 of these teams, I buy maybe 1 or 2 of each, and I grab the parallel or sell it if I don't want it, and I sell the team base. There's a market, especially early on. If you're on it, there's a market for the base set. This is 10 cards. You got to list it on eBay. Be smart about it, because sometimes you got to list it even during the live, even while the product is still live. But if you price it accordingly, you'll be able to get a few. So that's a good way of getting. And it worked for me last year. I hit a 1 of 1. Yeah, those are the bonus. Yeah, the tiny. So you definitely want to do yourself a favor and buy yourself 2 or 3 of the Dodgers. Don't do any of the Japan sets like Ron said, unless they print out or make them eligible, which I don't think they will, for those bonus cards, right? And for parallels and whatnot. So definitely get yourself some Dodgers. Now, what I did last year, for example, last year, we knew that Ellie was in it. We knew that Junior Caminero was in it. We knew that Noelvi Marte and Ellie. We knew that Yamamoto was on it. We knew it was the Dodgers is self-explanatory. The Dodgers, it was Ohtani's first Dodger card, Topps Now card, whatever. Other players like that. Jason Dominguez. So those were good buys. I hit a 1 of 1 Marte. I hit 5 maybe or 25 Caminero. And so those work out. Anyways, that comes that will be live probably first week of March, something like that, I think they said. So grab yourself some of that. Other than that, Whatnot still in their big mess, ignoring people's trying to justify those actions by saying that they're just a platform like YouTube, but YouTube doesn't process your transactions like they do. So I think they're gonna catch some. They're gonna still catch some slack. I would have to. I'd venture to guess they're gonna lose a lot of people, especially if these antics are still happening.
Well, one of the things they did on their side was say, "Well, we're not going to capture these anymore. Once you're done, it's done. We're not going to save these recordings." So there's a bit of frustration about adding that layer to it. And all these people are saying, "Well, I break with these people. How am I going to know what I hit if it's not saved anymore?" But I say, it's not up to us. We don't care. So we, as a whole here, don't support what's going on with that.
I'm not supporting Whatnot. I've always thought of it a little bit. So the problem with these platforms is that they have probably 95% legit people, but the 5% sketchy, it's too much for me. Um, it's become a platform really that uh, because Whatnot has decided to quote unquote, I wouldn't outsource is not the right word, but leave it up to you whether you trust them or not, the sellers in their platform. It's become one of those things where like honestly, you should only engage and support and endorse a seller on that platform if you have a relationship with him. Like say that if we were to open an account there. Well, you've dealt with us before. You know what we do, or if Striker Breaks did one, or if Jab's family, who's known, someone has a lot to lose, right? Like someone that you trust opens an account, then I guess you could do that. Otherwise, to to break or to buy cards from someone that you don't know, it's very
Yeah.
it's risky. Let's just say it that way. It's risky. Internally and offline, we won't mention it too much, but we are internally looking at some other options to open up a marketplace for ourselves and our group. So stay tuned for that because that should be happening in the next few weeks or a month. We
And by
shall be
marketplace for everyone, it's a thing where we as a whole and can sell as individuals under the prospector brand. We can all bring our own people to this, or the people across the platform who we know today would all be able to come together and buy and sell from each other, and open up the audience a little bit further to other people outside on a neutral platform. So you don't have to be on Facebook, you don't have to be on Whatnot, Twitter, or YouTube, or whatever other selling platform people are on, Instagram, for instance.
yeah.
We're looking at a single platform where we can all be together, kind of agnostic of all the social media feeds. So
Yeah,
it's
and the idea behind this, I mean, granted, if we build a following that's big enough, yeah, we can do this on Facebook. Yeah, we can do it on YouTube, but we are going to scale this. So as you scale this offering, it becomes a lot more work. I don't do people sometimes, and I was talking to a client, not a client, that's my real work, a customer, um, and a friend of the PCB the other day, and he was cracking up because he was like, "Man, Jorge, these people think you do this for a living," and I'm like, "I know, but it's my fault because I've opened myself up that way, and it's fine." But like a lot of us don't have the bandwidth to do something like that, and so that's where a platform where other sellers can combine. And the platform itself takes care of the processing, and all we have to do is and figuring out shipping, this and that, and how much, what did he buy, whatever.
yeah.
It's a print button. That's it. So stay tuned for that. We just finished yesterday breaking the whole case of 22 Topps Chrome Sonic Hobby light boxes, and I gotta say, it was a lot of fun. We didn't hit any autos; those are elusive. Any dual or triple autos. We did not hit a short print, but we hit in total in a case. We divided up. We did 2 half cases, but in total, we had about God, how many? I don't know how many refractors. I think close
There
to
was
100.
a lot.
It was something like 80 or 90 total regular refractors, then about 40 or 50 prism refractors, if not more. Numbered cards, I think we did 8 or 9. I think it was 9 the first one, and the second one was 12. So it was like 21 or 22, something like that. Numbered cards. Ray waves, a bunch of ray waves. And so
And a
for the
bunch of
value,
Youthquake inserts was one of the big things that
the
we hit
youth
a lot of.
quakes.
Well, yeah, and that's where the rookies were at.
Yeah, a lot of rookie youth quakes. CJ Abrams with a Padre uniform, Bobby Witt, Julio, Bryson Stott, Torg, but others too, like Juan Soto. Those have, they sell decent. But more than anything, in these crazy times, where having fun with a rip costs you, $1,000. For the price of this, I would recommend also doing it this way. This is breaking up the cost. You can find those cases on all the distributor websites. I wouldn't recommend to open it for yourself. I think it's still pricey, given the you know the low floor that the product has. But for fun, if you're breaking it up, I think it's a great way.
Yeah.
Prospect Chase Box Volume 34. That
Volume
is
34.
going to be pretty awesome. I'm excited. Volume 33, which we sold out of last month, we tried to make it a little more accessible. Put some autos in there, but the average value of that lineup was I think trended down to what we were doing in the past, which was including a lot of premium stuff. So we heard your feedback. We're gonna go back to a higher offering, even if it means a little less packs. So we're excited. We're excited with this release. We tried to include, recent premium stuff, but throw in a few oldies and goodies, oldies but goodies.
Yeah.
So the box will go live like usual on the 1st of the month, which is coming up now very soon, with February having only 28 days. But we are opening up, as usual, a pre-sale window for PCB Reserve members. So hit me up on Facebook, Messenger, IG, wherever you get in touch with me if you want a box. We've already sold 4 of these, giving a few people a sneak peek of the pack lineup. So without further ado, here we go. Volume 34 of the PCB. We will have drum roll, please. Just kidding. A 2025 Top Series 1 Jumbo Hobby. 1 pack of that bad boy. We'll also have, I'm trying to talk slowly because of my coughing, 2024 Bowman's Best Hobby box. So let me go back. 25 Series 1 Jumbo Hobby. That box guarantees 1 auto. I've seen some people get more than 1 auto.
And that probably goes, sometimes there's more than one, and sometimes there's one in the silver pack. So there's lots of things that could happen with that box.
So that box includes, like Ron was saying, 2 silver packs.
And 2 relics.
And 2 relics that this time around are game used. They did away with those manufacturer relics, so that's great. That makes it a huge improvement in my eyes. 24 Bowman's Best Hobby, which has 4 autos per box. You're gonna get a pack of that. You're also gonna get 2 packs, not 1, 2 packs of 22 Bowman Heritage Hobby. Now, 22 Bowman Heritage Hobby was a discovery made by Ron. It was a product that kind of flew under the radar because it was
released in 2023. It was stalled 2021 and 2022. Bowman Heritage were stalled by Topps. I don't know what the issues they had, licensing issues or what, but they finally released it in 2023 as a 2-box bundle with 21 and 22 together. And looking at the lineup of 22, somebody had pointed out to me, I went looked myself, and I was surprised. It's a very limited auto list, and there's a lot of potential within that list for us as collectors to get some very nice cards.
And I think Ron missed the most important part of it, which is each box has 24 packs, and each box has 1 guaranteed auto, and it's chrome, and it's on card. And you're talking about like Jackson Trurio, I think Ellie too. Ellie maybe.
Ellie's in there as well.
Ellie was 23. three.
He
So
was
not
in
Ellie.
there as a prospect. I
As he
thought.
was? Does he have
I think so.
autos?
I don't remember off the top of my
The
head, but
checklist,
we
auto
also had
checklist is not that big, and it's
nope,
full of. It has Bobby,
Jared
Julio.
Duran,
What was that?
uh, Duran from the Red Sox,
Duran. It has a bunch of really, really solid stars. Now,
Bryson Stott.
yes, it's
Um,
Bowman. It's not tops. It's Bowman, and it's Bowman Heritage. I understand that. I wouldn't say that this is a super premium. It's probably mid tier, and yes, it's Bowman, but a product that offers you a chrome on card auto of Witt, Julio, Jackson Churio, et cetera, to me, it's a no brainer.
yeah,
You can get that in parallel formats too, um, numbered formats, I imagine. So we're putting that box in there. So everyone's gonna get two packs of Bowman Heritage 22 edition hobby. Then we went back to, we love. You know, guys know we love Bobby and Julio. So we're putting two packs in there of the 22 Topps Heritage high number. Always a chance that we get a hot box with those beautiful looking purple chrome refractors, but possibilities of other refractors too that have Julio and Bobby and a lot of the other players too. I think Duran's in there too. Suzuki, Kwan, and the possibility of red one autos is always in there.
yeah.
Of real one autos with red ink or blue ink. So we love that product. Then we're doing old school. I'm also throwing in, I wasn't going to do it, but I'm also going to throw in a retail, the only retail offering in this box, a retail pack of 22 Bowman, just because I wanted to get you some exposure there to Ellie retail exclusive parallels and autos, Jackson Churio, first Bowman Chrome parallels. Even though he has no autos on that product, his autos are on the next product, 22 Bowman Chrome. But you can still find them in retail exclusive and other formats of parallels and other players too. And lastly, we're not done. I threw in there 2014, going old school, a 2014 Bowman Draft hobby box, which is a bit underrated, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I imagine that there could be one or two guys here that are big that may not be a live auto, maybe an expired redemption. But I'm just guessing. And even if that's the case, you can still submit it to Topps, and they'll send you some. They'll send you some goodies in exchange, I think. So, but we're talking about John Flaherty has one BC cards there. Who else? Schwarber. The other Trey Turner, Matt Chapman. Who else, Ron?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but it was quite a fun look. There was guys in the set that you look at and go, man, I can't believe they're already gone from baseball. I'd mentioned Raul Mondesi as well.
Yeah, and it's a fun rap because of that too. You'll find some people be like, oh, this guy's selling used cars now. Awesome. But regardless, the auto checklist is good enough that merits I'm trying to look at the Beckett. Where's my Beckett?
Well, just real quick on the 2022, while you're looking that up,
yeah,
Ellie is part of the 2022 Bowman Heritage auto set, along with Benny Montgomery, Colton Cowser, Colton Montgomery,
crazy.
Henry Davis, Jackson Churio, Jordan Lawler, James Wood is part of that as well. Marcelo Meyer, we'll see if he's a player this year. She's going down. So those are some of the guys who were part of the prospects. And then there was 5 rookie autographs that were included in there. It's Bobby Witt, C.J. Abrams, Julio Rodriguez, Spencer Torkelson, and Wander Franco, which, who knows what that'll ever be worth if you pull one of those. But it's a really good prospect Chase like 29 prospects and 5 rookies. That's the only autographs in that 2022 Bowman Heritage set.
Very solid. Anyways, that's what's happening with the process. So go get yourself one of those. There's a possibility that we break one live, just so people get acquainted with what it looks like and whatnot. But until we do that, listen, we're doing only a very short print of this stuff. So as far as I know, and unless anything changes, we're only going to be doing 10 boxes of this. So selling, I think 3 or 4 have already sold. So get in on it before we sell out.
Yep.
Granted, if we have more interest, we may open 10 more. But right now, it's very likely that this is it. This is 10 boxes. So get your box.
Yeah,
and that's all I got.
And as we go back and talk about some of the things, one of the pieces of advice I give to people regarding things like Series 1 is buy singles, because, if you're a collector of somebody like, Steve Garvey, you can get a lot of them for less than the price of a single hobby box.
Did you buy 5 of them?
That's what
Maybe.
I have. I've got a 25. I got out of a break a 50, and then three bases that I paid.
Oh, you're doing the rainbow. Okay.
So,
what's the most expensive that you bought? Like $70?
No, the 50 I paid $43 for.
Nice. Crazy. I need
The
to look at whether
I got in a break for $31. It was a 30 case break, 180 jumbo boxes. So
you bought you bought Garvey or the Dodgers?
I bought the Garvey spot. So,
and how much was that spot?
It was $32.
Wow.
And I ended up
you hit all those?
No, I got the /25 out of there, and I got some other a couple other little random cards.
Garvey's though?
Yeah.
But he threw them in there.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Well, at least you got one.
Oh yeah. I was happy about that.
That's funny. That's all I got, folks. We want to keep it short this time around. I think we're almost approaching the 40 mark. So that's it. Stay tuned. We may be live breaking one of these boxes the next few days. I'm leaving for a work trip on Sunday. So I don't know if we'll be able to sell or ship the first what do you call it? First load or whatever it's called. First wave of the boxes.
Yeah.
On Friday, maybe not. If not, we'll be shipping those on Monday. But get yours before we sell out. That is it. Jorge Prospector. For Prospector Ron, this is Jorge Prospector. Thanks for watching.
Thanks all.
See you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.